All right, so Thomas, I guess we were doing a mastermind in the beginning of the year, right?
Yeah, we were. Yep.
Yeah, so met at a mastermind, talked a little bit in between the breaks, and talked about the VA service a little bit. And you end up going another direction, right? And I guess things didn't go exactly how you wanted them to, and we ended up reconnecting, and you ended up using our VA service. And I believe a couple of weeks after that, maybe like 2 weeks after that, I let you know that I was doing a one-on-one coaching. And I did that with you and your partner. And about 3 weeks later, got a deal under contract. Does that sound about right?
Yep.
Okay. So why don't you tell me a little bit about how that process was for you? Was I helpful? Was I able to help you in any way? And how that deal came about? And most importantly, what you got on the deal?
So I guess starting out, we had a lot of issues getting the business up and running, and then reconnected with you and got on board with your VA service and your coaching, and finally got things up and running. And right around the beginning of July, and then, like you said, about 3 weeks later or so. So we were mostly doing cold calling through the VAs, actually exclusively doing cold calling through the VAs, cold calling an absentee list, and we were hitting it pretty hard. Got a fair amount of leads coming in initially, and then we made a couple of offers, and they had not really been accepted, not really even considered. And then we ran across this place where there were three brothers who inherited a house, and one of them, we found out, was really trying to push to retire and move to Florida. He had already retired, but he wanted to move to Florida. So we were, kind of found some motivation there and dug a little deeper, and realized that the brother that was in the house had been there for 55 years and basically his whole life. And, like I said, the other two brothers wanted out of it. They didn't want to pay taxes on it. They didn't want to have the house anymore.
Right.
And the other brother, the brother that was living there, was unemployed at the time and was trying to find a job. So they were trying to, push him to do something with his life. So we ended up making an offer on it, and they came in. They were like, we had a little bit of negotiation, and then ended up locking the house up for
65,000. Okay.
65,000, right. And then we ended up assigning it for 85,000. So we got a pretty good assignment fee out of it.
Okay, yeah, that's about 20,000.
Yeah, and retail, like after repair value, ARV was somewhere around 160 to 170.
Oh, yeah,
so, yeah, it was a pretty good deal. So that was the first step, is getting it under contract and getting it assigned.
Right.
Then we ran into some other issues. This was supposed to be an easy deal. There was, not a whole lot to it. We ran into issues with the lender. We ran into issues with the attorney. Things moved at a crawling pace. But we had to, do a lot of problem solving in the meantime.
Right.
We ended up having to do some things that you wouldn't traditionally do. I'm not going to get too deep into that, but
right.
We ended up getting it closed. I think it was last week.
Awesome.
And then still had some things that even after we closed, we had some things that we had to handle. So,
right.
You got to serve your buyers and your sellers as much as possible. So.
Right. Yeah. But that's the nature of the beast, man. And we talked about that a couple times. Every deal is going to be a roller coaster. No deal is going to be. The business is simple, but actually doing it isn't really simple.
Right.
And that's when the coaching comes in. That's when you have to you have to think outside of the box to figure out how you can solve all these problems, because the money is on the other side of the problem.
Right. And you were tremendously helpful as well. We had several questions that we didn't really have great answers to, and there weren't, it's not something you can just Google. It's some of the stuff really you have to rely on experience. So it was nice having somebody on our side that, we could call and talk to, that, we could get some answers and some ideas and kind of brainstorm through some things. And we're going to continue to do that with you, especially once I get back to vacation.
Absolutely. Absolutely, man. Well, awesome. Enjoy your vacation. Don't spend all your money while you're on vacation.
Yeah, we're in
yeah, show that view off. Awesome, man. So enjoy, and when you get back, we'll get back to it.
All right, man. Sounds good.